Hello everyone. So what we're going to be making today is $1,000,000 ravioli casserole. So what you're going to need is some ground beef. If you wanted to use sausage, you definitely can do that. We're going to need a 25-ounce package of ravioli. You can honestly get whatever kind of ravioli you like. They have mushroom ravioli, they have plain mozzarella, whatever you want is perfectly fine. We're going to need some crushed tomatoes, a jar of spaghetti sauce, some parsley, that is just to sprinkle on the top. If you have fresh parsley, you can definitely use that. We're gonna need some black pepper, some salt, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, an entire package of Philadelphia cream cheese. You do want this to be soft, so I do have it sitting out so it can start to come to room temperature. I have 2 garlic cloves that we're just gonna chop finely. We're gonna chop 1 full onion, and we're gonna need some sour cream, some Parmesan cheese, and then mozzarella cheese. And just a heads up, this is about 2 pounds of ground beef, and that was only because I should have separated it, but I didn't. I just put the whole thing in the freezer. But you can absolutely make this recipe with just 1 pound of ground beef or 1 pound of sausage. I'm just gonna use the whole thing because I don't know what I was thinking, but I froze the entire two pound package, so I'm just going to use it all in the recipe. And then we'll be using the entire 8-ounce package of sour cream along with the entire 5-ounce package of Parmesan cheese that we're going to grate. The mozzarella, I'm going to go ahead and grate it. I'm not sure if I'll use the whole entire thing, but as I go, I will show you what I'm doing. And then what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to get my ground beef in a pan. I'm going to slowly start to get it cooking, and then while that's slowly cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop my onion and my garlic. But as I go, I will be back to show you what we do next. Okay, my ground beef is almost done. There's still some pink in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my entire chopped onion. I'm going to wait for the garlic, but I'm also going to go ahead and add my onion powder, garlic powder. I'm only going to do about 2 or 3 twists of salt. I'm going to add black pepper and the Italian seasoning. This is to your liking, but I would say at least 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Same with garlic powder, onion powder. But what you can do, it's better to start off low, and then once the ground beef is done, you can give it a taste and add more to your liking. So I'm going to go ahead and add the spices, and then I will be back to show you what we do next. Okay, my onions are translucent, and I did go ahead and add all of my spices, and I gave it a taste, and it's perfect for my liking. So now what we're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add the garlic, and we're just going to cook the garlic for a few minutes until it's fragrant. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add your spaghetti sauce and then the crushed tomatoes in with your ground beef, and you're going to turn it down to low, and we're just going to simmer it for a bit. One thing to keep in mind is I used ultra lean chopped sirloin, so I really don't have much grease. But if you are using a ground beef, or if you're using sausage and you have a lot of, the steam, if you have a lot of grease in your pan, you're going to want to go ahead and drain it. But I'm not going to drain it because I'm good. I know I'm good to go. So yeah, I will be back once I add the sauce and the crushed tomatoes, just to show you what it looks like. Okay, I did add the entire jar of spaghetti sauce, and I used the entire 28-ounce can of the crushed tomatoes. I did just add 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar here, just to cut down on the acidity a little bit. So now I have the heat turned down to low, and we're just going to go ahead and simmer this. I would say anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. And while that is simmering, I'm going to go ahead and grate my mozzarella cheese and my entire 5-ounce package of Parmesan. But once we are ready for the next step, I'll be back to show you what we do next. What we're going to do now is I have a nice big bowl here. We're going to go ahead and just cream together the entire package of softened Philadelphia cream cheese and the entire 8-ounce package of sour cream. Once it is smoothed together in the bowl, you're going to take about 1/2 cup of your grated Parmesan, add it to this bowl as well, and just mix it together. And then go ahead and turn your oven on to 350 degrees and then go ahead and grease your baking dish. I'm going to use butter for mine, but just make sure you grease all sides. But once I get the cream cheese and the sour cream and 1/2 cup of the Parmesan all mixed together, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I went ahead and just used my mixer here to get it smooth. And now we're going to take some garlic powder and we're just going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead and give this a good mix again with my mixer, and then I'm going to fold in my about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and then I will be back to show you what we do next. Okay, I got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I did grease my casserole dish with butter. I got my Parmesan cheese, about 1/2 cup added into my cream cheese and my sour cream. I have my ravioli open, and I just turned my sauce off. What we're gonna do first is you're gonna take a little bit of this sauce and you're gonna spread it on the bottom of your casserole dish. So once I do that, I will be back. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your raviolis and you're just going to place them in a thin layer, or place them in a layer in your casserole dish. And then once you do this, just spread the cream cheese / sour cream Parmesan mixture on top of the ravioli as best you can. And then after that, you're gonna sprinkle some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese on top of that. But once I get to that step, I will be back. Okay, I got my first layer. What I do is I use these 2 metal spoons to spread out the mixture. It just helps it spread a little bit better. And then I did sprinkle some Parmesan and some mozzarella. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take more of your meat sauce and you're gonna put your meat sauce on top. And then once you do that, we're gonna do another layer of ravioli, and we're gonna just repeat until either the ravioli is gone or until your pan is full. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then once I'm finished, I will be back to show you what we do next. Okay, I got my second layer on. So now what we're gonna do, you're just gonna top it with the meat sauce. And then what we're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead and spread it out evenly. So once I get the remainder of the meat on here, I'll just give you a quick peek to show you what it looks like before I get it into the oven. Okay, I got the meat mixture on, so go ahead and put it in a 350 degree preheated oven for 30 minutes. Once that 30 minutes is up, you're gonna go ahead and sprinkle the remainder of your Parmesan cheese and then as much of the mozzarella cheese that you want on top. And then you're just gonna bake it until the cheese is bubbly. But once I pull it out after 30 minutes, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, it has been baking for 30 minutes, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the remainder of my Parmesan, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some of the mozzarella on top. I will show you what it looks like as soon as I get it onto the top of our dish here. Okay, so I did end up using all of my mozzarella, so we're gonna go ahead and put it back into the oven until the cheese is nice and melted. And once it is done, I will be back. And Sebastian has been saying hello throughout this video. You hear him? But yeah, I'll be back once the cheese is all melted. Okay, our $1 million ravioli casserole is done. I just sprinkled some parsley on top. So now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna leave it sit in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once it has cooled down and set up a bit, we will cut it and give it a taste. So I will be back. Okay, our $1 million ravioli casserole is done. Let's give it a taste. I think it's still gonna be hot. I see the steam coming off of it. Let's hope I don't burn my mouth. Oh man. Absolutely delicious. Amazing. So creamy, flavorful. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you make this, please let me know how you like it. And I hope y'all have a great day and a great rest of your week. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.